Are you gonna give your kids when you have them an iPad or an iPod
What the fuck's gonna exist when I have kids?
or an iPhone? Are you gonna give them? Like,
Although I always say that because I think I'm gonna be like this 50-year-old man with kids, but like I'm probably gonna have kids in like this decade, obviously. So it's like that is kind of soon. iPad still will exist unless
all right, the latest
there's
piece
some
of
hologram.
the latest piece of Apple technology. Are you gonna give your kids that for entertainment when they're young?
If it is as simple as an iPad, yeah. And you know why? Because I've always been against it. Because like my parents didn't give me an iPhone or a phone or whatever for a while. But then again, phones had like 9 buttons and they were flip phones, so it wasn't like I had access to too much shit. But I don't know. I think it gives kids advantages when they have access to shit from a young age. Because it's like our generation, this whole political everything that's going on right now with this new election, it kind of shows who's on the right side of history and who's the better thinkers in the situation, which I'd probably hand to our generation.
Yeah.
Versus the older generation who's kind of stuck in their ways. Not everybody, but I'd say a vast majority. So I think that it helps you be advance quicker and stay with the times. I think it's going to be really important for my kids to be smarter than me in some aspects. So I think giving them technology will help them do that
because there's more access to education.
Yeah. But I will monitor because, will you let your kids have social media? I guess that's the question you're going for.
No, that wasn't. I was just going for I let my kid have an iPad that they watch Peppa Pig on all day.
Yeah, but what's wrong with Peppa Pig and games? You watch it it's on the TV and you play games.
I guess I would let them watch shows, but that's probably it.
So what wouldn't you want them to have access to?
I would rather them play with their outside in the yard.
I think they will inevitably.
But do kids do that now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's weird because me and you came up with the weirdest fun shit to do.
Yeah, because we didn't have the iPads.
I remember going in my room and laying on my stomach and playing with my action figures and painting this whole thing in my head for 2 hours straight once. And every time I would go, I don't spend any less than 45 minutes on the toilet when I have to do number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a normal human, so it takes 45 minutes.
Yeah.
When I was little, it was the same deal. I didn't have an iPad or an iPhone to keep me occupied. So, entertained, I was occupying the toilet.
You were already occupied. You were occupying the bathroom.
Yeah, whatever. So I didn't have an iPhone to keep me entertained, to take my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For it to be a pleasant experience. So I would take action figures in there, and I would pick my favorite 2, and then I would pretend my thighs were some sort of planet or something that they were living on.
I think I used to do that stuff too. I think I remember sitting on the toilet when I was little and drawing a picture on my thighs. And then I was like, what am I going to do with this now? Yeah, I definitely did that. But then I got a DS.
Oh, that was the old toilet trick.
Yeah, it was. Do you remember we had to bring back the DSs in 2000? What year was Hurricane Sandy? 2012? 10? 11?
13 maybe?
Okay.
One of those.
2013? Hurricane Sandy wiped out a huge part of the East Coast. My grandma's
shoreline especially.
Yeah, my grandma's beach house literally floated away. Along with the entire community down the shore in South Jersey. And then
awful.
Our area got hit pretty hard too. A lot of trees fell on houses, destroyed cars. Yeah, it was awful. And we were out of power for 16 and a half days. So no school for 2 weeks. The last 2 days when school started back up, the last 2 days with no power, we had no power and still had to go to school. So I was like, how the fuck do I shower? It was weird.
Yeah.
It was a huge lifestyle change. And we were splitting wood to keep our house warm. And we moved our bird Gizmo from her normal area in the living room to the family room where the fireplace was to literally keep her warm so she wouldn't freeze because it was in the winter.
We all moved mattresses and stuff to the family room right by the fire because there was no heat.
But my DS got me through it all. I had a phone and everything at that time, but I couldn't charge it. But my DS held battery for a while because you can only play DS for so long. So any chance I got, I would take my DS at my grandma's house. I'd charge my DS or whatever, and then come back home and then just have my DS, and that got me through the times.
Or other grandma's house, the one that didn't float away.
Yes. So, but what I'm saying is if I didn't have my DS, it would have been miserable. So I'm gonna give my kids some technology.